Yeah.
Now we're rolling.
Now we're rolling.
All right. Right about there. Let's go back just a tad more. All right.
And just another way.
All right, let me see if it's still recording.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be. Check, check, check. All right, we got 20 seconds in. All right.
This is Henry to Bonsais. We're doing a video on Dave how he started bonsais.
How I started bonsai. And I got to start by saying thank you. Look, I just sat down for an interview and look what I got.
A Henry to Bonsai hat.
YouTube bonsai hat. Let's see if it fits my head. How's it look?
Good.
All right, good. Not a match. Should have worn my shirt today. I didn't think about that. So, what do you want to know?
How you started out in bonsais.
How did I start out in bonsai? Well, it's not the most exciting story in the world. Some people have really cool stories, but I think I, like everybody else, I saw pictures of bonsai. I might have seen it on the Karate Kid, which is what a lot of people say, and I was, that age where I was probably in my teens when the Karate Kid was on. But in 1990 or 91-ish, after I was finished with college, so it must have been the winter of 90 into 91, I just finally bought myself a bonsai tree. And I did what a lot of people do. I bought the juniper from like the garden store, and within a year it was dead. It died. And then I kind of left it go for a while. And the internet wasn't as big as it is today, and I didn't know about the club at all. I didn't read up on them. I just didn't know how to take care of it, right? Which a lot of beginners don't. Yeah. And then several years later, fast forward to about 2015 or 16, so now almost 10 years ago, I was cleaning the gutters in my house, the rain gutters, and I noticed all these little tiny maple trees that were growing from the seedlings from the neighbor's maple tree. And I said, oh, look at those little bonsai, because a couple of them were curvy, and it's like, look at those little bonsai. And I totally went crazy, and I researched the Minnesota Bonsai Society Club. I started to get some trees, going to all the meetings I could, and now, here almost 9 years later, I've got 100+ trees in my backyard, and it's a little crazy. Yeah. So that's kind of how I got into it. Trees in a gutter. Yeah. What else do you want to know?
What's your favorite tree?
Favorite tree? It's funny you asked that. I was on my road trip,
Yeah.
On my YouTube channel, I was talking about all these places I would visit, and I asked this question to Chris Baker over at the Chicago Botanical Garden, and his assistant, and their answer to me was this, and they had heard from their teachers and trainers that your favorite bonsai should be the one that you're working on right now, like the one that's right in front of you. So that still isn't my full-fledged answer, though. I really do like the larch. That's why I chose to sit here. Henry has this beautiful larch forest he just acquired from one of the Minnesota Bonsai Society members when he was getting rid of some trees. And so I love the larch. I love forests, and so this is my favorite tree you have right now, or trees, right? So I really like the larch. And other than that, I really haven't picked out a favorite yet. There's a lot of trees that ebb and flow, and I like this one this year, and I like that one next year. But I really like the larch, the tamaracks. Yeah, they're pretty cool. And you like them too.
Yes.
You got some pine cones on yours.
Yeah.
I don't have pine cones on mine. What else do you want to know? Talk about the club? I think being part of a club is what really, I think you'd probably agree, provides a lot of help, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so all these people that are so enthusiastic with bonsai. So when I started, I never showed a tree for a full year to anybody. I just went to events, and the club was really, I think, instrumental in getting me to just know people in the community, the bonsai community. And so that was super cool. So I became president for a couple of years. Now I'm in charge of the workshops with the club, and so I just get to meet new people that are excited about bonsai, and that's my favorite part. I love I love helping people with bonsai. I love getting new people just super psyched about bonsai.
Yeah.
And so that's where the club's been good for me. Yeah, it's been awesome. Awesome. With the crickets joining us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the club's been good. The club's been good. What else can I tell you? I think my most fond memory so far of bonsai has been the people,
Yeah.
even more than the tree. I mean, you and I getting to hang out once in a while and do our trees and helping you build this stand and shade cloth structure. This road trip I just took, meeting all the people.
Yeah.
I've met some amazing people. Steve from Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Hanging out with him in his backyard was really cool. So just being around people who like bonsai, it's just a really comfortable place for me to be. I really like that atmosphere. When I went to Chicago Botanical, people said, "Oh,
Yeah.
Dave, you missed the big event." So like the third weekend in August, they
Yeah.
always have this big thing in Chicago at the Botanical, right?
Yeah.
And they have vendors there and a whole bunch of trees and people showcasing trees and their trees there on display and beautiful stuff. Chris Baker is doing just some amazing stuff at Chicago Botanical. And they said, "Oh, Dave, you missed it by a couple of weeks," because I was there like the first week in August.
Yeah.
First weekend. But I was there almost by myself. So nobody was there. I got to just go
Yeah.
spend as much time as I wanted to in front of trees.
Yeah.
And of course, I got to talk to Chris behind the scenes and go see all the trees and how they take care of them. So huge opportunity, which was fantastic. So, and I got more people I've met that I haven't released yet, so can't talk about them yet.
Yeah.
They'll be coming out on my channel soon, so make sure we check those out, right?
Right.
Are you watching my shows regularly still?
Yes.
Yeah, oh, good. I can always trust on him. Fantastic. So, yeah. So the road trip was good to meet people and meet the YouTube community and talk a lot about bonsai.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Any other questions that's burning in your mind? Like, what do you want to know about me and my bonsai?
How you store them?
Oh, how do I store my trees? Good question. Well, I built a greenhouse.
Yes.
So some of my tropicals now, especially the ones that are more sensitive when it gets below 60 at night or even that 50 mark, they're in the greenhouse now. And they'll be there all through October. I won't bring them in the house unless we get a really weird cold spell. It doesn't look like we're going to. So I keep a lot of them, a lot of my tropicals and a lot of my trees in the greenhouse as long as I can. The cold temperature trees, that can be Minnesota hardy, they'll be outside as long as I can. But then I have a couple Chinese maples, I have I have a trident. I have some things that I have to protect in my cold frame. So I have my little cabin out in my backyard that used to be kind of just a cute little cabin for the kids. And they didn't plan on it for very many years. And so I turned it into a bonsai storage facility. So I keep a lot of my trees there. And then I have a cold frame in the garage too. So I have a heater in both places.
Yeah.
So I can turn on heat if I need it. And we try to keep it right around 35 to 38 degrees. And try to keep some of these trees from getting too cold.
Yeah.
So yeah, garage storage, the cabin storage, and now the greenhouse. So I store a lot of trees, including some of yours.
Yeah.
You trust me with your trees.
Yes.
Yeah, we keep some of your trees as well. So that's where I store them. Yeah, the greenhouse has been good. When most people are tucking away their trees, I get to put them in the greenhouse for an extra month of growing, and I get to take my trees out a month earlier. My larches were waking up. I put them in the greenhouse, the green frame, the PSGF.
Yeah.
I put them in there and just let things stay warm, like on February 15th, or like it was March 1st, I think. So from March 1st on, things were starting to wake up already, and I had a full flush of larch leaves. I had a full flush before anybody else has even woke up. So it's pretty cool. So they grew a lot. So I have an extra almost 2 months of growing season because of the greenhouse. Pretty awesome. You'd love to have one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someday. They're tough though. When you make them bigger and more permanent, then they're hard to take with you. Depends upon your house rules and who you live with, and that can make a difference too.
Rules, I can't have one.
Yeah, there you go. So you just got to give them to people like me, a few of them, right? And
Yeah.
try not to have too many that you do that. You have to have the ones that can stay in the side or stay outside, or in the garage.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You store them in the garage, right?
Yes.
Or inside the house.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have a favorite tree? Or a favorite kind of tree? What do you like the most of your trees?
A maple.
Maple? Yeah. I like your 40-year-old Chiflera. That's a fun one. And this is now one of my
That's
new
my
favorites.
second
of yours.
favorite.
That's your second favorite? Yeah, that one. You're pretty proud of that one. You talk about that one a lot. The 40-year-old. And I have a 40-year-old ficus. We have two trees that are about the same age.
Yeah.
So we got to show them together once in a while. And then this thing is beautiful. Do you know how old this forest has been around? Did Lionel tell you how old it was approximately?
7 years old.
70. There's 70-year-old trees.
Yes.
Get out of town. Did he collect these trees?
Yes. Collecting them up north.
Yeah, and when you collect them, they're stunted and short, and they might be an inch thick and be 30, 35 years old already.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, so nothing's slowing me down, Henry. I just keep going bonsai.
Mm-hmm.
Bonsai strong all the time. For sure. Well, cool. Anything else? Any other burning questions about Dave's bonsai? Can't think of anything?
No.
All right. Yeah. Well, like I said, I think hanging around the right people.
Yeah.
You know, it's great to hang around you and go to the meetings, and when I see your smiley face there, and it's great to talk to the people like Mike and Steve and Nick and all the gang with the board, and just talk trees.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the world, who cares, right? We just talk trees. Yeah. Well, very cool. Well, thanks for having me over.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, man. Happy bonsaiing, my friend.
Yep.
All right, cool. So we have to turn that camera off now.
Yep. Henry to Bonsai signing off.
All right. I'll go shut it off for you. There we go.